What's up guys, DuArktik with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are back to talk about Cosmic Crucible. Yes, we are back, we have another season starting in 5 hours it seems, and I'm going to show you my setup for defense. This is going to be in the case that you still don't have Professor X, like myself. I've been slacking a lot in MSF. One of the reasons it's because of overpowered, but I have been busy with other things as well. Tomorrow there will be a video that explains sort of what's going on. I just have been busy with other stuff, but I'm trying to get back into MSF once again. We're gonna do our Cosmic Crucible. I'm waiting for these updates to Alliance Wars. Hopefully we'll have Alliance Wars lasting like 2 days, and instead of 14 attacks, like 8 attacks or something like that. I would prefer that in regard to Alliance Wars. But in regards to the other game modes, Danger Room and Battle World, it has been better overall, the experience. At least I would say that, because you have less pressure to log in every day, every hour to do basically nothing. Yeah, that has been my experience with Marvel Strike Force in a very small resume. Now, in regards to Cosmic Crucible, I have been losing a lot of Cosmic Crucible. And you would think, oh, it's because I don't have Professor X. It's actually not the case. I have been facing a lot of people with Professor X on offense or on defense, and the biggest problem, it always comes down to overpowered, because I lose based on 5 efficiency points or 1 efficiency point on 10 efficiency points, and it's very, very frustrating. But I'm committed with not spending anymore on MSF, and we're gonna keep it that way. Hopefully more people can connect with that. A lot of people said in the past that they could not connect with me because I was spending too much. Even that was not the case. But now we are at the free-to-play backgrounds, right? Now we are in the free-to-play ghetto, and we're gonna do our best to make the most out of it. Okay, let's talk about the Cosmic Crucible defense. Once again, this is gonna be in case you are a free-to-play player, in case you still don't have a cursor, in case you still don't have Professor X. This is the defense that I would run, and like I said, on the Tournament 32 and on previous seasons, it was working fine, but you have to be careful with the overpowered. The overpowered is really the thing that ruined this game. Otherwise, Marvel Strike Force would actually be at a very good place. Okay, on the first room we have a teamwork skirmisher characters. On ally assist, we'll gain assist now, so you can run everyone's skirmisher, or you can run certain characters that are very powerful as skirmishers. I decided to put here the Mephisto with Juggernaut, Magneto, and Captain Sam. You can also use this guy as a skirmisher if you want. The only thing you want really is Mephisto to assist. You can also switch Juggernaut to assist because he has a very powerful basic now that he was updated. So you can run this team here if you want. There are other options, but I think they are more important on other rooms, so we're gonna keep it like this. Now, if you don't have this team set up, I have heard that a lot of people are going to use a cursor here on defense with Mephisto because they are so strong, and all of them can run with Skirmisher ISO 8 to a degree, so keep that in mind. But also remember that there are certain characters that stop assists. One of them is going to be the cursor. There is also Echo, there are a few other options as well, so keep that in mind. You have to make sure that the team you put there cannot be countered easily. Let's move on to the next room, Sinister's Gambit. On offense and defense, all characters on spawn. Your character with the highest health clones the enemy character with the highest attack. So here you want to put someone very, very beefy, and you can increase their health based on passives. So keep that in mind. There are certain characters that can boost health, like Apocalypse, like Super Skrull, like Mephisto, like Black Cat. And we are talking about Black Cat because I'm going to use Astral with Miss Marvel Classic and Kaori on defense with Doctor Strange. And if you put Black Cat here, Black Cat is going to give 50% more health to Doctor Strange, and his clone is going to be much stronger. But I prefer to use Emma Frost here just to make sure that teams like the Trash Jammers don't get massive advantage, or other teams like Orkies or Night Stalkers or anything like that, right? You always want to make sure that Emma Frost is around to stop the enemies from getting extra speed. Let's move on to the next rooms. We have 4 more rooms. Spiritual Energy. Any character that gains energy from active ability will gain 1 additional energy, and when enemy characters dies, they will give additional energy as well. But ultimates will cost 3 more. So keep that in mind, because this is going to affect your defense and also your offense. So you want to make sure that the teams that you are running can generate ability energy, and that their ultimates are not that important. I used this team on tournament 32, and a lot of people got stuck here, or they had to massive invest on this. I'm gonna say very honest, most people that cleared this room was with like 4 or 5 attacks. So I think that's gonna be great when you can do only 3 attacks, right? So if they have to attack this with something very strong, that's gonna be great for us, because it will be less value for the other rooms. So we have Illuminati 3-piece with Black Knight and Odin. You can use Odin Fortifier or Healer or anything like that, just to make sure that he's super annoying, and also to bypass the fact that you might not have your Odin at gear tier 20. So you want to make sure that he has as much survivability as possible. The next room, Solar Annihilation. On offense and defense, annihilated characters count as Star Jammers, and the Star Jammers do not counter as annihilators. So keep that in mind. I think that's the case. We'll see. I decided to put on defense the Annihilators 3-piece with what's her name? With Lilandra, and also with Havok. Why is this? First off, we have 2 gladiators rather than 1, and the gladiator himself has buffs with Lilandra. Then we have Havok that is going to attack every time Annihilator is attacked, because they count as Star Jammers. So you're gonna have the pings from Havok plus the pings from Thanos, which is very powerful. And this will still allow us to use the other Star Jammers and Annihilators on offense. This is the best way in case you want to spice up your defense. At the same time, we use the other ones on offense. You have to make sure that you have our the Duck and Gore on offense, because otherwise our the Duck is not going to work on defense. You sack it one time and it's over, so you need to make sure that you use him on offense. And these guys, they can be used on defense, no problem. Their cooldowns and their abilities are not affected by what they are doing on defense. So that's great. I'm going to use these for science. We'll see if it's going to be good or not. If you guys want to check out the results, make sure you join us on Twitch and on YouTube for a live stream of my attacks, and probably some rage in regards to overpowered and how trash it is, because that's the only thing I can do nowadays. When they are down on offense and defense, on successful hit, the primary target has trauma, perform the isolate attack. So you want to make sure that you put here someone that is immune to trauma or someone that applies trauma. So I decided to go with Orcish plus Phoenix and Omega Red Phoenix Force. This was something that I used last season, and it worked very well in certain rooms. And on the tournament, it was also interesting. It's something that catches people off guard. And we'll see. For science, right? We have to do a few rooms for science on the first week. So after we can decide what we're going to use for the rest of the season and make sure that our results are consistent. Right now, I'm not going to use Orcish on offense. I think they are low value. Some people are using Scientist Supreme with Night Stalkers, but that has a very common, easy to win counters, like for example Cabal. So I don't think it's reliable enough for us to keep using. So we're going to change things around just to make sure that we confuse people as much as possible. And then we have the last room, room 6, the Seers, the Avengers. On offense and defense, all characters, if you have at least 1 CT, 1 global and 1 cosmic, your specials will cost 2 less. When you attack, allies will feel their speed bar, and ultimate abilities will cost more ability energy for the enemies. So this is something very interesting. Unfortunately, you don't have many teams that take full advantage of these, unless you want to make some huge sacrifices, and I would not recommend that. So what I put on defense is Night Stalkers with this guy over here. What's his name? Quasar. So the reason why it's because Night Stalkers, well, they have city characters and they have global characters, and they also have a slot for you to put any character. which is removing Moon Knight and putting anyone else there. You could put Mephisto, you could put Super Skrull, you could put Shadow King, they are all cosmic. I decided to go with the Quasar option. I don't use him on offense. I heard that he's somewhat decent on offense, but not like super crazy or anything like that. So we're gonna spice the team like this. We're gonna have our abilities coming faster, and we'll have our enemies not able to do their ultimates. So this is going to compromise a lot of the counters that stop Night Stalkers, and hopefully that will be spicy enough to mess up with our enemies. So there you go, guys. This is my free-to-play adjacent teams for my defense on Cosmic Crucible. I think we are on the season 17, and this is without Accursed and without Professor X, because now we have that Thug life, the free-to-play the free-to-play player's life, and we don't have access to all those crazy characters that people at the top have, but we are still getting some decent results. But you guys let me know in the comments below what you think of my defense, if you're going to use it or not, and if you think there is something absolutely critical that I missed out. Let me know all of that in the comments below, and as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Mouse Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.